Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima. Over the course of 2026, I'm playing the game Persona 3 Reload. Only I'm trying something a little different. I'm going to match the pace of the game. That's right, I'm playing this game one real day at a time. Please enjoy this different take on the game in a series I'm calling Persona a Day. Hello and welcome. Thank you all so much for being here again today. It's wonderful to see some returning faces, some new faces, and just everybody that wants to spend some time here. Come on in, get comfy, find a seat, grab your favorite snack, something to drink. If you're eating anything good, let me know. I've just got some water with me right now, kind of eyeing that coffee cup on that desk in front of me and wishing I might have had some of that, but water's the order of the day right now. But yes, thank you again for being here. Hard to believe we've made it to Friday, the end of the week again already. Seemed like a quick one. Yeah, we're going to continue what we've been doing in this Persona a Day playthrough series of Persona 3 Reload, where we play the game one day at a time. It's been fun going through it this way, I think. I hope you're enjoying it as well. But we're going to keep going through, finish out this week. We've made some good progress already, and we'll just keep going forward with that. So like I like to do, we're going to touch base on what we did yesterday, kind of catch everybody up to speed there. Then we'll get into the game, see what happens for today's part of the story. We'll summarize that after we finish there, and then at the end, if there's some time, we'll kind of just talk a little bit about whatever we want to talk about at the time. All that being said, let's take a look back at yesterday before we look forward into today. So, as it was Thursday, April 23rd. Thursday, we started our day at school. And as we got there, we heard people talking about the various athletic clubs and other after-school activities. And, we're still a new transfer student. We didn't even show up here until, April 7th, I believe, was our first day of school, so not even 20 days yet. But yeah, we heard people talking, as they do, and it kind of got the wheels turning in my head that maybe we do need to kind of diversify ourselves at school a bit more. I mean, we made a friend with Kenji Tomochika the other day, and we've got the people at the dorm, so we're broadening our horizons that way a little bit, but there's also been that constant reminder from people like Igor that, social links will be an asset to us, not only in our adventures against the shadows, but just as far as personal growth is concerned. So the more we can put ourselves out there, the better. So, we heard about this opportunity to potentially consider a sports team, and that, got us thinking. And it was a quick day at school. School wrapped up, and at that point, I had considered stopping by the Polonia Mall and visiting Officer Kurosawa once again. We'd been venturing into Tartarus the last few nights, and we'd accumulated a little bit more yen. We needed more gear as well. So, he's the one who's been supplying us. He's the officer who's on the same side as we are against the shadows. And I just kind of wanted to make sure we were as efficiently prepared as possible before we looked to head back in. So, updated a little bit of our load out a little bit more. Felt even that much more prepared. And then we doubled back to school because I was kind of curious about the track team. Along the way, we kind of, wandered the halls a little bit and talked to a few people along the way, just to kind of not rush right to the practice field, but to take our time and enjoy the journey. We decided to kind of watch the track team beforehand and get a feel for what they did before we joined. And all we saw was a couple people running on the track, so we didn't see a lot of surprisingly new information. A track team was running on the track that lived up to its name. But since it lived up to its name and it looked like fun, we decided to join. We got to meet some of the other members. We didn't really do a whole lot with the team since it was our first day, but we are officially part of the group now. We've got a nice, motivated other student who seems to be the team captain, who's promised to keep us in line, and get us in shape, and get us ready to compete. He's got that good athletic competitive intensity, so it'll be kind of fun to see what we can learn about him. We also met the team manager, Yuko. She also seemed like that caring individual that keeps tabs on everything, keeps everything in line and in order. After practice, we saw her walking home, or getting ready to go home, and we asked her if she wanted to come home with us. And she said no, she's got other plans, so we took our shot, but she had other things going on. That's cool. Everybody's got their own stuff to do. And we tried. We didn't chicken out. I felt good about that. So we made our own way back, and I chatted with everybody in the dorm, made sure everybody was feeling good, saw what was going on in their life. And with that, we'd been in Tartarus the last few nights, and we decided we had some progress to keep making. We kept leaving off at these little spots, these guardian floors and things where we made good climbs, and then we took it as far as we could. And I just kind of wanted to keep that momentum going, so we decided to return to Tartarus again last night. prior to that, I also did kind of want to just stop by the station mall. We haven't really been there in the evening hours, so I just wanted to take advantage of the time we had and, not just, tunnel vision right in on our end goal for the day. So we kind of just took a stroll through there, looked at some of the shops, saw it was busy, and we had our life outside of just, the school combat, rotation we'd kind of been getting stuck in. But with that, we did return to Tartarus, and we continued on that floor we left off on with the Guardian. And thanks to our new gear and the fact that we were coming into the tower fresh, that fight seemed to be no problem for us, which is very encouraging. And so then, as we did, we just kept climbing. We encountered some new shadows. We found some more new persona along the way. We got lucky and found a new weapon for Yukari as well as for my character. We even found some armor that seemed the best fit for Junpei. So we were just even that much more prepared as we kept our climb going. Yeah, we gained levels, we gained new skills, and we made it all the way to floor 22, where when we got there, that was a little bit different. There were no enemies around this time, but there was a gap in the tower itself that we were unable to cross. We found an odd document there and a teleporter leading us back to the lobby, but no way to proceed forward. And Junpei had the idea that maybe if we come back another time, like all the other floors, maybe this one will change, but Mitsuru kind of said that there are certain floors on the tower that don't change from day to day, and that was going to be one of them, so it seems like right now we're kind of at the mercy of more or less when the tower wants us to proceed, we can keep going forward. So it was encouraging to go as far as we can for the moment in the tower. That doesn't mean we won't be going back anytime soon necessarily, but it's just kind of that less of a pressing need now that we've hit this natural roadblock. It wouldn't be bad to go back in maybe and, get some more strength, some more levels, all that good stuff, but there's nothing critically time pressing us to have to be back there right now, so that just opens us up to have other potential options for our evenings now. And, that's the fun of this. We're going to just, have those options and spend that time and make those choices. And the more that we can make the choices rather than having them made for us, the more unique and fun this playthrough should be. So, as we made it to that, that barrier floor, we had a little bit of time left. I'm playing this where our dark hour is supposed to be about an hour, so I had a little bit of time left. We went back down a couple floors just to kind of train a little bit more against the shadows that were around. And everyone managed to hit level 11, which really felt like a nice fitting stopping point to kind of wrap things up. We made it back to another two-way teleporter at that point, so we decided with that level up and that progress, that was about where things were going to end for the night. So we called it a night there and headed back to the dorm. We're going to jump into the game today, and that's where we're going to pick back up, just like we've been doing. So, on all that, let's go from basement here and get into the game. Okay, that sounds better. So, here we are. We've got 13,930 yen, so we've come a long way in that regard. As I've said before, this was the end of yesterday. This was the end of Thursday when we were leaving the tower. This is where we last saved it, and this is where we're picking back up from for today.
Yes.
What's the matter? Are you done for the day? Let's call it quits. All right, rest up and come prepared for our next expedition. So, just like for all of us, it is Friday now. They've hit the end of their weekdays. Still starting at school as a student's going to. I can hear people talking.
You know what?
My parents have been nagging me to stop staying out at night, late at night recently. They said they don't want me to end up like those people who suddenly go crazy. Yeah, we've seen a few of those people around. Oh, you mean apathy syndrome. But I heard they still don't know what causes it, so what's the point of being careful? That seems like an interesting logical leap, doesn't it? If there's a problem, we don't know what the cause is, so why concern ourselves with being careful? It wouldn't be my first thought, but it's interesting. It's an interesting point to consider, I suppose.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know, right? The prime time to hit up the arcade or work a shift at night, too. And if I can't go to Hagakure at night anymore, then I'll miss out on the taste of happiness. Seems like some stores are open at night, too. I should go check them out when I have the time. The first bell has rung. Just like that, it's after school. I don't know about you, but a lot of my days in school did never seem that quick. Class has ended for today. Looks like we've got a few people to talk to here. I can see a couple cards floating above some heads here. We've got the track team off by the window here, and we've got our friend over on the desk there. Let's just kind of see what we've got. We've got some mail I see in the corner. I kind of ignored that a bit yesterday, so let's start with our messages and build from there. We've got Kenji saying sup. Let's hang after school if you're free. We've got Kazushi Miyamoto. It's Miyamoto. You're heading to practice, right? I'll be in the classroom, so holler at me. And a nice ad from Hagakure Ramen here. It's good for your skin. We'll let you in on a secret. Our ramen is really good for your skin. The collagen that our dishes contain is sure to make you stunning. Our tender pork is a friend of beautiful skin. Make yourself shine by eating at Hagakure. So we've got to make some choices here. But I also kind of want to just live our life a little bit before we commit to anything for the afternoon. So let's talk to a few people and just kind of consider our day. We've got an indifferent student here. Being on a diet sucks. Maybe you didn't notice, but I look different than I used to. Good for him, taking that initiative and wanting to better himself. We got Yukari here. Oh, Shima-kun.
By the way,
I heard you joined the track team. They said you showed a lot of promise. I'm in the archery team, but let's both do our best, okay? That's kind of fitting she's on the archery team. I mean, she's been good with the bow and Tartarus there. Developed those skills and transferred them to other applications. Very cool to see. I think she kind of had the same idea maybe we did then of more or less cross-training, I guess. Learning what's been used at the club and transferring that skill elsewhere. A couple students here we haven't talked to. I'll get out of the way so I'm not talking from the center of the hall and blocking traffic. I guess I'm not really talking, I'm kind of eavesdropping at this point. I heard that student who dropped out stays at home all the time now. If she'd at least kept her name in the school roster, she might have been able to graduate. But if she's quitting now, it probably means she had problems during the first year too, right? And hey, it's her life, not like it's any of my business. I feel like we had a couple students may have mentioned something similar yesterday in another conversation somewhere else about something similar to that. Have I ever played Portable? I actually believe when I first played the game, I played it on the Vita, and I do kind of think that might have been the version that was on the PlayStation Vita that I played. If I remember right, these after-school sessions, we weren't really able to roam around the school. It was more of choices on a map, more or less, than actually being part of the world here. So it's kind of nice to have everything open up here, just see and be in the world a little bit more. We've got a fawning student here. Ah, he's so hot. Wait, why am I telling you this? Well, whatever. You have to admit, he is a hottie. I'm guessing she's talking about brown-haired student, but there's also been a lot of people walking by, so it could have been anybody. But I think there's a connection. Dude, I think that chick's checking me out. Oh yeah, dude. She's definitely checking me out. Good for them. They're living their life, having fun. Oh, we've got Mitsuru down here.
oh,
Are you leaving now, Shima? I hadn't even considered trying to walk home with Mitsuru. But I think there are more pressing things at school. I was kind of thinking of, probably looking at the track team, but I haven't really fully committed yet. But it seems kind of wrong to join one day and then skip practice the very first day of being a full member, so I'm just gonna test. I'm gonna see her later.
see you.
All right, be careful on your way back. I'm sure as busy as she is, she's probably got her own thing she's working on today too. And what do we have here? I think I know. I think we'll remember from yesterday since I found a good few of these. It's the printing room. I wonder if the printouts the teacher handed out are printed here. There's something on the floor in front of the door. A Twilight Fragment. For anybody who wasn't here yesterday, we need these Twilight Fragments to do a variety of things in Tartarus. And at this point in the game, we are very lacking in our amount of Twilight Fragments, so the more we can find now, the more options will give us to open chests or pay for healing or various things when we need them within Tartarus. And I feel like one of the random students in here right now as I'm just kind of milling about the corridor or the lobby here. Yeah. It's kind of nice that we have this after-school time where time has moved, but it also kind of waits for us to make a choice. Let's keep our options open here. I'm leaning towards the track team for the same logic I'd said before, but let's just take a peek at more of our surroundings before we fully commit. This is our world. This is where we're going to be. I see a couple places we actually haven't really explored yet, so here's what I'm thinking we'll do for this afternoon. We are going to check out the Port Island Station and the Naganaki Shrine up there. We haven't been to either of those locations yet, so we'll kind of see what's going on there. Then we'll double back and we'll dig in with the track team and really enjoy our first day of practice. This lets us see the world and still be a responsible student athlete. And who knows, I might get distracted along the way, but that's the tentative plan right now. We've just got another nice open area here, good lighting. Busy but a lived-in place. It doesn't feel fake or just kind of like we're watching a set. It's, there's people moving around, there's businesses. It feels like a place you could actually see. Got a calm woman here. He seems like an interesting guy, but he's a really bad conversationalist. Is she talking to me? I hope I'm at least the interesting guy part of it. I'm a little worried about him, since this is the time of the year to make new friends. The conversation ended so soon. I can relate. I'm not going to pass any judgment on conversation difficulties. It has been nice doing this streaming, though, and getting to talk and being forced to talk. Not having to feel like I need to fill dead, silent spaces, but just getting that extra comfort. I know it's one of those, there's no reason to be nervous. I'm talking to like-minded fans of the game here, so I just want to, take it calm and easy and enjoy it. I've wondered that too, how much of the settings in this area have been based on real places. What kind of location scouting did they do? How much was this photographed or recorded and kind of built on real life influences? It'd be kind of cool to see some of the real world comparable places, wouldn't it? Kind of get to this and wow, I saw this in game. This looks just like, the Port Island Station. A neat place to find a flower shop tucked away here. Welcome to Rafflesia.
Take your time looking around.
What kind of flowers are you looking for today? Oh, and we can actually buy some. Got a rose bouquet, a red pine bonsai, a mini cactus, and a glass vase. All nice things. Nothing we're necessarily in the market for, but nice to know they can be purchased here.
Please come again.
Thank you for stopping by. Please come again. Oh yeah, it's kind of cool. If we ever need anything, gift-wise, guarding-wise, we've got a connection here. The Screenshot Theater. I always kind of like that name, that logo design. The idea of screenshot. It's that double meaning, that brand that easily makes itself. It doesn't need a lot of detailed graphics. It's got the cool film strip border along there to really shout that it's a cinema. It's got the bullseye crosshair through the Owen shot. So it conveys so much in so little. I've kind of studied some marketing in the past, so it's kind of fun to just see that from that other eye. Now that I've learned about that sort of thing, I appreciate it differently maybe, and some of it stands out to me in new ways. A snobby movie critic. The guy next to the vending machine, he looks real depressed, doesn't he? I get depressed too, when I feel like I wasted my money watching a crappy movie, but that's taking it to the extreme. Kind of freaks me out. Is that what people keep talking about? That apathy syndrome? Apathy syndrome student. I don't think I'm going to get used to voicing the apathy syndrome sections. I've been really trying to commit to, giving everybody a voice, but this really showcases that I'm not a voice actor. We've got some vending machines here. This is something I always like to. I kind of did it the first time we were exploring some other places, and it's a vending machine. I just love that obvious. Like, yeah, it's a vending machine. It's just, for whatever reason, it sticks with me. I see them now, and every time I see one, without even saying it in my head, I'm saying, "Ooh, it's a vending machine." So we do have some different drinks here. We've got Dr. Salt, some Moon Kissed, and 1-Up. Yeah, even having the actual voice actors, trying to voice these things, I can't. Actually trying to talk a bit more in a more public setting like this really kind of puts a lot of that into perspective for me. But a lot of the scenes they do that are not actual dialogue, but more just sounds and reactions and things, it impresses me now that I've kind of been, I don't want to say on the other side of it because this isn't really apples to apples, but just, gives me that different appreciation for things. Let's check out the screenshot here and just see. Screenshot movie theater. So yeah, like anything, we could spend time here, but it will spend our time. And in so doing, we might raise some of our social skills. Thy name is now showing. High school students pay 1,500 yen. Watching this movie might improve my charm. Yeah, different movies will do different things for us. Apparently, we can also work here as a part-time job on non-school days, so it'll be nice to keep that in mind as an option if we need something to do or if we need the money. And like I said, both ways are going to pass time for us. I don't think this is what I want to spend my time on today. Speaking of, we do have our plan to get back to the track team, but we didn't really check what everybody else kind of did, so let's take a look here. Yeah, most people kind of went the same way we did on the social link side of things. A handful of people did a few other options, though. Like I've been saying, it's just kind of fun to see the different choices and approaches people have to the game. Got an earnest station worker up here. The best thing about this station is its size and how close it is to the ocean. We're proud of it. I personally like it a lot. What about you? I do. When I first got here, I commented on liking the ambience, the atmosphere. I love it. Wonderful. I'm glad you like it. It's cool to see people take pride in where they are and what they're doing, too. It's almost that infectious. This guy likes where he is and what he's doing. And the opposite would also kind of work, too. If this guy's like, oh, I hate my job. This place is too crowded. Isn't it a bummer to be here? It just kind of gets you thinking that same thing. That's like, oh, yeah. Maybe it is kind of crowded, or maybe this is a hassle. So the power of the mindset and how it works for not only yourself, but those around you. We've got the restrooms here with a very obvious cleaning note in front. Someone seems to be cleaning the restroom. Got the ticket booths, not that we're looking to necessarily go anywhere. A map of the monorail route is posted above the ticket booth. There are lots of stations I haven't visited yet. That's definitely true. Nice little hangout spots and benches up here. I like just the open spaces. It's more than just the business of, okay, get in, get on the train, go somewhere else. We've got a little cafe down here. An outdoor terrace cafe in front of the station. The rich aroma of coffee wafts from inside. Before the stream started, I'd said, coffee sounds good, so there's that reference again. It sounds just as good as it did 10 minutes ago. And a nice little back street here. The vibe is a little different than it was a second ago. Probably wouldn't be the first place I would, venture off the beaten path. Oh, we've got a weak cat. We'll just walk up to these fierce-looking delinquents because that's what a normal person would do. I guess maybe that's what a normal person would do, but it's not what I would do. Who are you, candy ass? Yeah. Yeah. And we've got a languid delinquent here. You dipshits better watch yourselves. If we see your face around here too often, someone's going to get hurt. I don't really want to give in to their intimidation, but at the same time, it's kind of that needless conflict to try to start. Oh. It's like, I don't really think this is their space necessarily, but there's no reason to contest them on it either. It is a public space, but yeah, why go looking for trouble? We've got Que Sera Sera here. It's dark down there. that's apparently all there is to say on that. And a Mahjong Parlor Red Hawk. Cigarette smoke and nervous tension fill the air. We've got just the nice chain link fence, the barbed wire. I mean, I say nice, but it just kind of really shows this off the beaten path part of the really nice station that we just came off of. Still ends up like this. Ooh. Well, thought we had a cat we could follow, but that's just the edge of the map here. Let's double back and see if there was anything else to see off the other side of the station. But yeah, it's just that night and day off of the nice, happy, vibrant veneer to the just down the alley here where things are a little bit different. Oh, okay, we got a nice fountain over on this side of things. I was too distracted by screenshot. We've got something on the bench here. We'll pick that up and take it with us. And thankfully it was another Twilight fragment. We're not just randomly taking things that belong to someone else. Or at least I assume. I mean, I don't know the origin of the Twilight fragments. Maybe we are taking something we shouldn't. But so far, no one has stopped us. I've got a lazy student here. Man, school has started. I'm so lazy. Why? Listen, I don't need a reason to be lazy. Besides, everyone gets like this after days off. It's the truth, man. I don't know, I kind of just like the thought that he says, I don't need a reason to be lazy. It almost, I kind of took that as meaning, he's too lazy to have a reason to talk about his reason for being lazy. Like, man, telling you why I'm lazy is too much work. Which, definitely fits the character. And I won't say he's necessarily wrong at times. If you come off of a nice long break and you're expected to get back into the normal routine, it can be hard. Like, man, it was so nice to just take it easy this last 2 weeks, this bit of time off, and I've got to buckle down again and, go back to normal and pay attention and focus and do what I need to do. It makes you long for what you had, but also, I guess, kind of look forward to the next one. And you need to do what you need to do at times, so like it or not, reality's going to be reality. So that was Port Island Station. We talked about stopping at the Naganaki Shrine up there. So let's head there next. A nice quaint outdoor shrine area here. Little birds, I like that. They fly off when we get closer. Definitely not as busy as some of the other places we'd stopped. Elderly man taking a break. Hello there. My, you look like a pleasant young'un. What are you doing at a shrine, though? You don't look like the prayerful type. Me? Well, I've come a long way to pray to the god here. He's a strong one. The offertory box and the written fortunes both bring great blessings. Then there's the Inari-san by the Red Gates. Woo, some crazy things might happen if you pray to him. But you have to pray for a long time. It's no problem for me, but some people might be too busy. I kind of like, the older guy there, kind of just seeing, the student type. I mean, I don't really see any other definitely don't see any other students here. So it's like, you don't look like the type to be here. What are you doing here? Not that he's like, doubting us or, wondering what our motives are. It's just like, I don't see you around here very often. Keeping aware of stuff like that. We got ourselves a cleansing area. The water is so clear that I can see the bottom. Oh, nice little playground off the side here. A seesaw. It's a rustic seesaw. The floating sensation when going up is one of a kind. It is. It's obviously, I'm not a kid anymore, so seesaws aren't really my thing, but I remember a park not too far from where I grew up that had these nice bright orange seesaws, and they were the total, the wooden beam kind of, with actually like the tires you see under the side here. And it was fun to just, get on there and move the seesaw a little bit, because it had like the 3 different spots you could set it, and then you just go up and down. But it was also one of those learning as a kid moments, you hold on to the handlebars in front. If you grab the seesaw itself and you come back down, getting your fingers caught between that tire and that seesaw, you feel that, you remember that. You see a seesaw in a game years later and you still think about that. So it wasn't fun at the time, but it did make a long-term memory. The seesaw was fun at the time. Coming down on my fingers a couple times, not so much. Long-term, wouldn't recommend it. Jungle Gym. It's a rather impressive jungle gym, I would say. Yeah, it's twice the size of a high schooler. Kids would surely love playing on this. Think how cool that would have been as a kid. This giant play structure. one was well hidden. Another Twilight fragment. And a slide here. It's a slide of simple design. I bet it would feel good to slide down it quickly. That same park I'm thinking of, they had a very similar old metal slide, and it was an old metal slide, which it was nice and fast, but it was also one of those, if you're there in the middle of a sunny day, if you're there, 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's been a hot, sunny summer day, a hot, sunny metal slide is a very hot slide. So there were days where, you knew it was too hot to use the slide. It would be fun to go down the slide, but, that slide is like an oven at that point, so that slide's for looking at, not for sliding down on those days. Yes, that heat could be horrendous at times. And a pile of sand. It's a sturdy-looking sandcastle. There's even a tunnel running through it. The kid who built this must have been very skilled. And I'm kind of glad it gives us the option to just see it and, respect it. I always just think of these kids that make these sandcastles, and somebody wants to come along, and there might not be anybody there, but they feel the need to want to just knock that sandcastle down. It's always just kind of struck me as odd. It's like somebody worked on that. That was their fun little project, and it's not hurting anything being there. Do you really need to knock it down? It's not my place to stop it, but it's just always crossed my mind as why. It seems kind of needless. It's a nice castle. We'll enjoy it. We've got a nice, big sacred tree here and a sign. The sign describes the deity worshipped at the shrine and the history of the sacred tree. There's something on the ground, a Twilight fragment. Okay. We've got the Inari Shrine here. We can pray at the shrine and choose to make a copy of our existing skill cards. We can do this once a day. And actually, it's been a little hot minute since I played, so I don't remember if this actually advances time, so I don't want to accidentally spend time I have other plans for. So we'll consider coming back to that one another day, since we're looking to get over with the track team later. And we can leave money to help our academics here. Different donation amounts are going to have different effects. Generosity is rewarded. Okay, and it does specifically say time will pass if we do that, so nice to know we can do that here, of denominations of 100 up to 10,000 yen. I don't want to spite the gods here, but I've got other ideas to spend my day. But now that I've got the knowledge that this is an option, it'll be another thing to keep track of and keep in mind for the future. We've got some fortunes over here. Relationship fortunes, 100 yen. So yeah, this is kind of going to become potentially useful later, and that they can help us with our social links. And, depending on the choices I make that might not have the best repercussions, I may leave myself in a less than advantageous place in some social links. So this is kind of an option to look for divine help in fixing what could be going better. And this will take time. And it does pass time, so we're not going to draw one right now. Kind of wish I could pan the camera a little bit more and see what the view is like from here, but we'll see what they want us to see. It looks like it's a nice little higher vantage point, though. Could be fun. Yeah, we'll pull all the way back here and just get, a nice look. We got the nice orange twilight sky up there. The tree off to this side. Looks like a nice, peaceful little place. Well, I'm glad we stopped here to see that. Another new place to remember, new options to consider. Let's make our way back to school. Same deal as yesterday, too. Let's go in through the gates. We kind of started in the lobby and talked to people, so we're pretty current on everybody here, but we'll walk through the school. It's our school. We're going to make that connection to it a lot better by seeing it and being part of it than just by traveling through it by menu. I made it a little bit better off to the proper corridor here this time, too. I've said it every time I've come in here, but I do just like this corridor, this break from things. It would be a fun place to get a bench and just kind of take it in. Come here for middle of the day or after school and just unwind. So with that, we've taken a bit of a tour of the city for the afternoon. Yes, might be able to hear some good conversations there as well. That's a good point. He's not very stealthy with his listening. I mean, I'm able to walk right up to some people and they don't seem to mind me standing almost between them as I listen to what they're saying, but doing it a little stealthy would also kind of be nice. Being a little less obvious about it. This door leads out to the practice field. And I'd intentionally kept a couple persona with me for this reason when we left Tartarus yesterday. If we've got the corresponding persona that works with the arcana of the social link, we actually gain a little bit more social progress with them. So that's why we held on to Chimera at the end of yesterday. So we'll just potentially do a little bit better today, having it on our side. Kind of think of it as utilizing that persona to fit in with the people of a similar mindset. I feel like I might grow closer to Miyamoto soon. And this is kind of that telling statement of like, hey, there's a scene today where you might actually, advance the rank. There'll be other days where it's like, I don't think I'll get any closer, which doesn't mean don't do it. It just means, you're spending your time, but there are certain more meaningful days, then this could potentially be one of them. I think since we joined yesterday, I'm going to spend time with the track team today. Let's head out there. I decided to spend time with the track team after school.
My side is killing me. I might have overdone it a bit.
Yep, even that first impression of him yesterday at the track seemed like he was going to be that really hard worker. I guess I say first impression. We actually encountered him the very first day of school, back on Tuesday the 7th, when he was in the school lobby. He and Yuko were down there asking what class he was in. He was the student that was wearing a jersey, and she was giving him a hard time of, no, go change. And he was like, why? I've got practice after this. And she wasn't having it. But it just kind of further shows all the way through from the first time we met him. He's got a one-track, no pun intended, one-track mind about the team here. And now it's always kind of hard with these choices because, again, I'm not doing this with a walkthrough or a guide, but I can make a case for anything that's offered here usually, and some choices are better than others. Not always, but sometimes. I mean, like I say, I can make a case for both. He seems like that kind of student that wants someone to motivate him and tell him to toughen up, but at the same time, I could also see, don't push yourself for that logic of, don't overexert yourself now and make training harder later. So it's that I could justify it, but depending on how I rationalize it versus how the game rationalizes it can be a little different. But I am usually kind of one to be that voice of caution of spend 5 minutes recovering here so you don't have to spend a week recovering later. So I'm going to say don't push yourself.
I'm not giving up yet. I can keep going.
And that's cool too. I mean, I'm not telling him to give up by any means, but running all out and stopping, those are two extremes on the side. But maybe running at 80% or whatever is.
How about you? You okay? You've really been pushing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put myself in the shoes of the character here, but he doesn't look to be breathing hard or in any worse off for the wear.
You don't even look tired. What kind of training regimen do you have?
We've got some secret night training, right? Yeah, I wouldn't really call it a normal routine. It seems like it's a very special routine.
I figured as much. Else I wouldn't be dying over here. You're pretty crazy.
I guess.
Kinda sucks. You totally destroyed me.
I could see that too. I mean, I wasn't trying to come in and, one-up the team captain here, so having a new guy come in on day one and outperform him would kind of get on the nerves, but he also kind of seems like the kind of guy that wouldn't let that get to him, doesn't it? It seems like he's going to just take this as, you beat me today, but I'll be stronger tomorrow than I was today, so.
I knew the standards were high around here, but I never thought someone so good would be right in front of me.
It's kind of fun to have that back and forth too, because if he's pushing himself, that's just going to force me to kind of keep pushing myself as well, and that's, I mean, could you ask for anything better in an event like this, in an environment like that?
Okay, I've made up my mind. Listen up. I'm gonna make you eat my dust.
See, I love it, yeah. Looks like Miyamoto really sees me as a rival. I feel like we're becoming closer. That's level 2 with the chariot here. Yep, and we're going to keep spending time with the social links because as we do, we'll form more long-lasting and deeper relationships. And, like it says there, it's to our benefit on the Tartarus exploration side of things and creating personas, because the higher our social link, the stronger the personas we'll be able to create are. And yes, at this point, there's even the potential eventually to discover new social links and things that, one social link might actually kind of lead into another, I guess, is how I want to word it without using prior knowledge and saying things I shouldn't. So we'll just keep an eye out for the interconnectedness of the world and see how spending time in one area might open up new doors in other areas that we hadn't considered.
Sorry. I didn't mean to get so worked up.
Oh, I like it. I get that. Rivalries work in both directions as long as it's, that respectful competitive rivalry. I mean, if he's the kind that's going to work on himself to try to better me or to better himself against me, that's cool. But if he's going to be the kind that's going to talk down to me because he wants to, bring me down to his level, that's not it. But I definitely don't see that from, Kazushi here. So he's going to be that cool, motivating rival, it sounds like.
Let's get going.
Yeah, at that point, I don't think I would even consider saying, come on, hurry up. It's obviously that what's wrong. That's not a normal reaction.
I think I might have twisted my knee. Forget it. Let's go.
I don't want to forget that. This is the track team. I mean, I'm no doctor, but the knee is kind of an important part for the body for a track member, right? And I want to respect his boundaries, and I don't want to make a big deal out of something he doesn't want made a big deal out of, but I guess, I'm parting ways and heading back to the dorm with that little bit of concern in my head. It's Yuko again. It's Yuko, the team manager. Should I say hello? Yeah, we said hello yesterday. It was a good time there.
Oh, it's you. What's up?
That's right. Another chance here. Yeah, we're going to take it. We're going to try again. Want to walk home together?
Okay, sure.
Sweet. There we go. That persistence paid off.
Why don't we stop somewhere along the way?
All right.
It's tough being a team manager. You really don't get any respect.
It's so cool that the game just, kind of, not to, backtrack or get away from the conversation here, but after getting, just easily blocked yesterday, like, nope, I've got other plans. So, to giving me that shot to redeem myself here and try again, and just like, hey, how about today? We tried yesterday, it didn't work. What about today? And it would have been just as easy to say, like, oh, she must still be busy. I don't want to bother her. But kind of cool that she's like, oh, yeah, cool, let's do it. Seems like she might want to talk about some stuff here, so. Doesn't think she gets any respect being the team manager. It wasn't the first impression I got from her. She seemed to have it all together from what little I've interacted with her so far.
And the guys on the team all act like little kids.
That I could see.
Where's my towel? Can you wash this for me? I'm not their mother,
That's a fair point.
At least I don't have to worry about gaining weight since I'm always running around taking care of them.
Suppose that's looking for a silver lining in a tough time.
How about you? Are you enjoying track and field?
I've been there for all of a day, but I've enjoyed it so far. Yeah. I mean, technically it has been one day, but if one day's been fun, that's what she's asking. It's been fun.
Oh yeah? That's good to hear.
I also don't really want to add to her worries and concerns about, this or this wasn't great. Or, I'm new, but I want things to change to fit how I see things. No, it was fun. Leave it at that. don't give her anything else to worry about.
Thought it might be boring for you, since you're so much better than everyone else.
It's nice to hear people saying I'm better, but it's not like I came in, trying to be better. This is a track team, not a not a track individual. Opposite of a team. Words, they're hard. Anyway,
I can tell just by looking. It's like you've got your own style, and you don't waste much energy.
sound like good traits for distance and speed events.
Well, if you have any questions, just ask Kaz. Kazushi.
There's no I in team. Yes, perfect. That's what I was going for in my head. Thank you so much for throwing that out there. Yes, there's no I in team. I'm picking up she's, a little closer to Kazushi maybe, since she's, she calls him Kaz.
You guys are in the same class, so I'm sure he'd be willing to help you.
Yeah, nice to have him on our side.
You can ask me too if you want, since I'm the manager.
Very true. Nice to have that open door policy. Yuko seems to be looking out for me. I feel like the two of us have gotten a little closer.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast established a new bond. Thou shalt have our blessing when thou choosest to create a persona of the Strength Arcana.
That is another new Arcana. That is the Strength Arcana with the team manager. This is kind of what that tutorial message had been referencing earlier, in that spending time with some social links can naturally segue into other ones. It's kind of nice to be able to follow up on that example today and not have to have it in the back of my head for later. Yes, the connections made in one place can open doors to new places, just like we've seen here.
Oh, I've got to run. There's a show I want to catch.
I love that. I should almost keep a running, counter of how many people have shows they want to catch. I know Junpei had encountered that. We've got Yuko here. Junpei, when we were doing some shopping the other day, he wanted to go catch a show. Man, maybe I gotta watch more TV. Maybe there's some good shows here.
See you at school.
See you at school. Very cool. That was kind of a bonus I hadn't really planned on. It was nice spending time with the track team, but to spend some time with Yuko afterwards too was just another win. After saying goodbye to Yuko, I decided to go back to the dorm.
Oh, welcome back.
Hey, by the way, I saw you at the practice field earlier. Miyamoto-kun from our class is also on the track team, right? Maybe you guys will be friends. I've actually been thinking about getting involved in more things besides just archery, too. No, wait. I guess I'm already doing that, huh? Not exactly what I meant, though. That's true, we are technically an after-school club. The Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad, the C's group. Yeah, that's kind of our cover. We're that after-school, club that the chairman is our advisor on, so we've got that going for us already. Interlude to save it here. Looks like most people don't really have a whole lot new, except Akihiko's got something different to say. I wish I could at least get back to training for the boxing team after school. Oh, speaking of after-school activities, I heard you joined a club.
Nice one.
You better give it your best, all right? It might be hard to participate regularly, but it'll be worth it if you can find the time for it. Nice to have that encouragement from someone who's dedicated to his own club. Kind of makes these days feel a little more episodic, too. Today was the club episode. Yukari mentioned the archery team. I worked with the track team. Akihiko reinforced it here. Well, let's talk a TV. Makes me want to check the TV like we've been doing. Let's see what's on TV. But despite this, they were able to safely finish the concert. Our next story is about a strange animal from overseas. It's called the platypus. The platypus, an animal native to Australia, is an egg-laying mammal. And behind the male platypus's feet are poisonous spurs. What a strange animal. Neat. A little bit of trivia there that I don't think any of us considered having the chance to learn today. So there we go. Let's see what the rest of the world did. A lot of people went to Tartarus. Kind of cool looking at those average levels that Average level for everyone was 9. We've actually already hit 11, so it's kind of nice to just kind of feel like we've got that little bit of buffer right now. Floors explored 18 for average. We're beyond that as well. And as a result, most people did other things with their daily life for this evening. So I'm thinking we got to a good place in Tartarus last night, and it was kind of fun to explore a bit this afternoon. I might take another little bit of tour of the area, just kind of see how things are after dark and what options are out there for us. And just take it easy. I don't think there's much to see at the dorm here that we haven't already seen. I mean, I guess there might be if we were to go raid the vending machines and things, but... Actually, I commented on it one day. One thing I do like that I'm going to kind of do again here is I'm going to head back to my room. Just because you'll see, I just got back from school. I've got my school bag with me and all that fun stuff. We come into our room and, lo and behold, no bag. As one does when you get back, you put your stuff away. And now if I were to go back out, I'm not lugging my school bag around with me anymore. Just those little details that don't really change anything, but they stick out to me as that more realistic. I mean, somebody took the time to actually script that out and write that in and develop it for no game purpose, but just that little thing to be enjoyed as a viewer, a player. So yeah, let's go outside and just take a look around a little bit. Right? I remember the first time I noticed that, it was kind of that, wait a minute, wasn't there a bag? Yeah, it's the kind of thing that you don't consciously notice, but I guess once it's pointed out, you can't unnotice it, so you're welcome or sorry, depending on how you're taking that. But yeah, I just love little things like that somebody snuck in there, that meant a lot to them as a writer, developer, programmer, coder, all that just makes the world feel like a world. So yeah, fewer places to go in the nighttime hours here, but let's start at the Paulownia Mall and work our way back through the Station Mall and back to the dorm. I'm sure we'll find something fun to do along the way. Still a nice busy place. Nobody to really talk to. This was that club that they said didn't open until nighttime. Club Escapade. I can sense an air of maturity through the slightly ajar door. I can't bring myself to enter the club. If my courage were at least ordinary, I might be able to go in. So yeah, that's actually one of those places where your social abilities and development there actually matter, so as we've been seeing, we're not quite there yet. We are still a plain timid slacker, but eventually we won't be. But once we have a bit more courage, we'll have a new place to explore, so it's nice to have that little bit of information and something to work towards. I don't think there's much we need from Officer Kurosawa, but since we're here, let's sell off some of the gear we got last night in Tartarus. Or not gear, but the spoils, I guess, the things the shadows dropped. He's just doing what he thinks is right.
What do you got?
We'll just sell these things. Nice 5,000 yen.
Sure, it's a deal.
Don't really see a need to keep these weapons when they could be
How many?
converted into something else here.
I'll take that.
I'm a little hesitant sometimes to sell armor that can be equipped by multiple people, though, so character-specific things it's easier to get rid of than it is. And this might just be some weird level of sentimentality since I sold their shoes and shirts, but this was my character's portable player and Yukari's heart choker and Junpei's silver necklace. They don't do anything for us to have, but am I the do I need to be that guy that sells our personal possessions at every corner to buy new stuff? Maybe someday, I guess, but today's not that day. It's like, hey Junpei, I need that necklace. We need 700 yen. It's like, that doesn't sound like what a good leader would do. If I actually needed that 750 yen, then maybe we'd consider some of that stuff. But I'm staring at businesses, and right in front of the fountain here, there's something on the floor. It's a Twilight fragment. Get a job, yeah. He's just kind of rambling around without direction right now, isn't he? Actually, that's not a bad idea to consider. Then I wouldn't have to sell my friends' belongings if I actually had some of my own earned income. And there are various places, like we saw at Screenshot, that we can actually work and will help us with our social skills, so that will be something to keep in mind going forward. Actually, did anybody do anything like that tonight? Doesn't really look like it, but going forward, certain days, certain businesses will need help, so yeah, maybe we should get a job. I think we talked to a skilled reporter the other day, it might be the same one here. A perfectly healthy person becoming mentally ill overnight. There's no family history of it, they haven't been in terrible accidents. There weren't even any similarities to the last victims. It was a different time and a different place. This is one tough mystery, you know that? But I'm going to solve it. I will solve it. Nice when the reporter takes that conviction to not just tell a story, but to actually want results from what they're reporting. Let's not run by all these businesses. Let's actually stop in and just let's see them. We won't commit to anything, but we got bookworms here. The used bookstore bookworms. Looks like it's after store hours. What gave it away? We've got Wild Duck Burger looking like just a cool place. Looking like a crowded cool place. Wild Duck Burger. Mystery Burger, 1,000 yen. The ingredients are secret. Eating the burger might help me gain more courage. Ironic, we were just talking about courage earlier and needed to get into that club. And that would actually spend our evening, though, so let's not commit right away. I already got to read this Apathy Syndrome character's lines the other day, so I won't subject you to that again. We got distracted by the mascot the other day, but we never actually tried to check out the Azuki Arai Sweets. Azuki Arai Sweets. The store's quiet. Seems like they've already closed. This is the Hagakure Ramen. We got that message on our phone from them earlier. Hagakure Ramen. Pork ramen, 900 yen. The collagen will make your skin beautiful. Eating collagen-rich food might improve my charm. So we've got an option for courage, an option for charm. It also passes time. And the menu can change from night to night, so it's something to keep in mind. Nice to see that one. We've got Wakatsu Kitchen. Wakatsu Kitchen. Prodigy Platter, 680 yen. Get smarter while you digest. Eating here might help with my academics. So that's the entire social skill triangle, isn't it? Same deal. We get the omega-3s from the Prodigy Platter to raise our academics. And we pass time. And same deal here as well. Different menu items on different nights. These cool spiral stairs. It's a vending machine. There's another fun little detail. I don't really shop the vending machines probably as much as I should, but you know, we've got these play on words, brands at times. We've got the Nasty, Bauer Bar, and Fountain Dew here. And I like that little detail too, that different vending machines have different beverages in them. It's like, yeah, that's how it is in the real world. It's kind of cool to see it here. Some things will overlap, but other things will be unique. Yes, Mitsuru must eat down there a lot to be as smart as she seems to be. Maybe she'd want to treat us, or come with us if we were to treat her sometime. Actually, as I'm staring at this Fountain Dew here, it's 110 yen. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of SP restoration, but that's kind of been a factor I've talked about being a bit more limiting for me, so I might actually buy that while we're here. I guess we can buy two. We'll be that guy that cleans out the vending machine and takes their Fountain Dews. It wasn't a lot of yen, but it might be that, that one item that helps us in a pinch. We've got our Net Cafe up here. Apparently we can just walk right in here. No tutorial message here. Welcome, take your time browsing. There's computer software lined up on the counter. The software might come in handy if I can use the shared computer at the dorm. Makes sense. We don't have a computer right now, so there's no sense in buying anything for something we don't have. And Umiyushi beef bowls. Umiyushi beef bowls. It's too crowded right now. Welcome. Sorry, we're full right now. You could do takeout, but that service is only available to our members. But you can register to become a member online by using the code from our fan book. Please sign up if you'd like. You can buy the fan book at the Net Cafe. That's a fun little small business district kind of idea too, right? we've got the Net Cafe down the other end here. We've got the the Umiushi Beef Bowls here. It's kind of that fun partnership of, hey, go down there and support that business, and in so doing, you can make use of our business. I like that partnership idea, and it's not just an every man for himself kind of business venture. You don't really see that thriving, shared business idea, but it's what leads to good business districts like this. So I appreciate that. I might actually double back to one of the restaurants here because they did have some good options, but I wanted to head back to the mall real quick since we kind of gave a look at what we could do at the other mall here. Let's stop at Polonia here and just kind of refresh what we can do here. So we have all the options on our plate. So we'll start at the arcade as my priorities would take me. Game Parade. They've got the various arcade games inside. Depending on what we play, we could hit any of those social stats: academics, charm, or courage. And they also have the option to help the currently equipped persona, gain some stats. And the different games, they'll change by day, so it kind of, that's just one more thing we can consider and check. And it's like, what's on at Game Parade today? Let's see what's out today. And this will be another way to spend time. Okay, this is something else we could do to raise courage. Or we could boost our persona's ability with Real Wheel Racer. We've got a crane game. A Jack Frost doll. We've got Jack Frost in our inventory right now. I've never really had any luck with crane games myself. 200 yen a try. I'll compromise. I don't know that it's necessarily a good use of my limited funds right now, but let's give it one try. No more than 2 tries, and then we'll move on. I got it. I obtained a Jack Frost doll. Well, there's no sense in trying again, is there? I am really surprised that worked, and I'm pleased by it. Also kind of like that little background music they had. It really made it feel like an arcade game experience kind of idea. Yeah, I know, right? This game must be rigged in a different way. A crane game that can be won? I've never encountered one myself. This was Kenneth Arnold, the music and CD place. CD shop Kenneth Arnold. The store sells a variety of music. I haven't seen a place selling physical music in some time, but it's a nice little time capsule that kind of plants this world in a specific place and time. Just realizing too, this pharmacy, we've passed it a handful of times and been suggested to stop in, but I think this might be our first time stopping in here. The Aohige pharmacy owner, welcome. The competition between pharmacies is heating up. I've got to make my store more unique or I'll be sunk. I'm starting by making Saturdays regular sale days. Come out this weekend and support my store. So yes, they've got all sorts of recovery items. It's a good idea to keep tabs on their stock. And seasonal products, a good reminder.
You'll like the new stuff we got in stock. Take a look around, yeah?
Got some nice essentials here, healing items of varying degrees. Some super cat food for 700 yen. Some status ailment cures for charm, poison, rage.
Spring's already in full swing, ain't it? Seems like there's an awful lot of pollen this year. You doing all right?
That comment about spring and the pollen, that's another reason I'm trying to play this, or I'm playing this game one day at a time. It's kind of cool to have that one-to-one connection because I was thinking this morning on a walk about the pollen and seeing all the leaves coming out on the trees. And, it is spring out there and it's fun to have that same feeling in game. They're doing with the same stuff we are in game that I'm feeling right now in the real world. So it's nice to see what they've got for sale at the pharmacy here, and the fact that he's running a discount sale starting tomorrow. Might have cost him a sale tonight, but I appreciate that authenticity of, hey, here's what I sell. If you want to come in tomorrow, I'm having a sale.
Thanks.
So we'll have to try to remember, stop in and see what we might need for our Tartarus explorations. Sneak past that couple on the stairs there. yeah, just grabbing a medicine mid-fight and, throwing that back and, what would that taste like? And what kind of medicine is it that the results are that instantly noticeable? This is Mandragora. Karaoke solo, 800 yen. Don't be shy, belt it out. Yes, I could definitely see singing helping, with courage. Although something like that without consequences, does that do as much to work on courage? If I was singing by myself, I'd still feel awkward even if there were no people around me, but would I necessarily gain any courage from that? Maybe I would. Down the alley here leads us to the Velvet Room. Not a lot to see and do in there, but while we're here today, let's pop in and check in on Igor and Elizabeth.
Marvelous.
That's true, we developed a few more social links here too, so I can sense that the power growing within you stems from bonds you have forged and nurtured since. Here, it may not be much, but this is my gift to you. Please accept it. 3 more Twilight fragments.
I'm looking forward to it.
Still cannot foresee the limits of your potential. I look forward to witnessing you grow even further.
How may I assist you?
Yep, the Velvet Room and our personas are the same as we left them last night, so not a whole lot to see, but nice to see our Velvet Room residents are still doing good here. Igor's looking at us nice and intently, and Elizabeth's chilling over there with the compendium. All's right in the world here.
We look forward to your next visit.
Just nice and stopping in and saying hi. Well, we'll finish off the tour of the mall here, and then we'll decide what we want to do to spend our time for the evening. Police station, obviously. We knew this one was closed. This was the coffee place. Chagall. The Pheromone coffee for 500 yen. That could improve my charm. Oh, perfect. Kind of like we were talking about earlier, part-time jobs. Another thing to keep tabs of in a schedule standpoint. We've got Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And these nighttime hours we could work here. Get a little bit of extra cash. So that'll be something else to consider. It's Friday, so that part of it doesn't really apply today, but knowledge is good. The club we're not courageous enough to enter. So. It costs a pretty penny, but that's something else about... Can't interact with those little capsule games. Got distracted there, but one thing about these games is stat gains aren't all the same. If, the karaoke offering courage versus the games offering courage here, I do believe that they are different amounts, even though it doesn't specifically say how much. But I do kind of think it more or less corresponds to how much you put into it. So if something costs, 3,000 yen, typically that's going to, be a little bit better than something that costs you 1,000 yen. So, being that our time is limited and we have 19,000 yen, I don't think I'm necessarily wrong to kind of want to spend time at the arcade. And just from trying to play this like I'm an actual character, I don't want to mess with our doors here. Let's move away from the automatic doors. But to feel like, if I were a character in this world and I had the option to go sing karaoke alone or go to an arcade, for me that's not really a hard choice. So I think I'm going to put myself in the character's shoes, and I say I want to kind of go to the arcade tonight. I see I wasn't alone there. I see a few people did that. There were those that studied in the room, which, that wouldn't be necessarily bad either, but since I feel like I've got a more immediate want to, see what that club has to offer, I want to have a bit more courage. And the fact that I've been perpetually timid, it kind of seems like one of those tags I want to shrug off and, have a different moniker applied to me. So I'm going to save it first. Yeah, that'll make it much easier to load back in tomorrow if I'm loading in from here instead of from 20 minutes ago. So let's head back to Game Parade. We've got the option to play House of the Deceased for 3,000 yen. A horror game with terrifying zombies. Raise courage. Let's do it. I played the horror game House of the Deceased. The jump scares didn't faze me, and I calmly dispatched many zombies. I'm going to interject here. Jump scares. Nope. 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 Not something I am a fan of. Be it movies, be it games, they are not my favorite. That's not to say I will never look to play something like that, but it takes some doing to make me want to play something like that. Maybe somewhere down the road it'll be fun to subject you to my lack of skill with that type of stuff, but that's not in my immediate future, so that's where I'm going to differ from the character in the game here. Not that Beta's a little more courageous. Still not courageous enough to not be timid, but 2 bits of courageous progress there. I like to see that. And actually, with that was how we chose to spend our night. When there was no Tartarus adventure tonight, so that was our day, I suppose. Let's head back to the basement and talk about it. Okay, so a little bit of a shorter day compared to the last few. We didn't spend, the time in Tartarus that we had the last few nights, but I feel like we got to see a lot of the world and some different things that just broadened our horizons a little bit. It was kind of fun to check out the station and the shrine, places we hadn't been. Kind of got to share some old stories, with you that came to mind when I saw some of the sights there. But just seeing more of the different things we can do and just finding new things around every corner. The different shrines, the gardening store, the movie theater, the part-time jobs, seeing what we could do after school that way, and then culminating back to the track team and spending our first real day with the team was nice to be part of the team. Kind of like I'd said for my reason for going there today. It's like we joined the team yesterday, and it didn't feel right to sign up on Thursday and then be a no-show on Friday. Seems like a little irresponsible there. So it was rewarding to go there, get to know Kazushi Miyamoto a little bit more, see his drive to be our rival. Seemed like his leg was bothering him at the end of practice, which was a little bit, it was a lot concerning for a member of the track team. I don't want anybody on the team to suffer. It's that kind of feeling. It's like, I don't want to be the best because someone else couldn't participate. I want to succeed on my own merits, not someone else's, misfortunes. So hopefully nothing comes of that, but you never like to see stuff like that happen. But it was a good practice. We worked with the team. We got to know him a bit more. He's going to keep us motivated, I think. We got our follow-up shot with Yuko after school, seeing her going home. After being told no yesterday, we were able to not let that bug us and stick with us, and we tried again today, and she was free, so it was nice to stop and get a cup of coffee. I just realized, another coffee reference for the day. But have her talk to us a little bit, have her share some of her concerns about her role as team manager, but also reminding us that she's there for us as the team manager. Now that led us to develop the bond of the strength arcana, which 2 bits of arcana progress in one day feels really huge. That's just one more bit of strength, with the strength arcana there. Another growth for our persona building abilities and for our social abilities. I love the fact that from an exploration standpoint, getting closer to all the people around you has implications for getting stronger in the RPG combat side of things, but it's just as much fun to kind of apply that to the actual social link side of things, and you're making those connections with the people. It's like, I'm with the track team now, and I have a connection to the track team manager. She's not just the track team manager. She's got a name, she's got a personality, she's got wants and fears and concerns, and wants to actually share them with me, so it feels like I'm not around a world, I'm in a world, I guess, if that makes any sense. And from there, we figured, that was our afternoon. We worked with the track team and all that, so we made it back to the dorm in the evening. It was fun to explore the afternoon, so I kind of used that for the motivation to go out again this evening and see, the sights of the evening hours. And it was just fun to see the different places we could spend time, the foods we could eat, the activities we could do, the things we can't do yet. Seeing that club that we don't have enough courage to enter kind of helped inform my decision tonight to focus on courage. So, for the last 3 nights of, waiting till the dark hour and having those combat times, that was that nice little, marathon bit of progress, but kind of fun to just get to the end of the week here and, take it a little easier. Spend time with the track team, chill at the arcade playing just a fun game, not having to worry about, risking life and limb climbing a crazy tower. So this was definitely more of the social side of things. There wasn't the combat part of it, but that's the fun of Persona as well. It's like, those are two balancing sides of that coin. It's like there are going to be those just social days. There's almost a part of me sometimes that likes those even more because it makes that world that much more tangible. And we had that one character at the pharmacy mention, the seasonal changes, and that just kind of reinforced my thoughts of this Persona A Day series and how fun it is to tie the game to the real world and have that time move at the same pace it is for us. Hopefully all of you are enjoying that too. But yeah, I guess as I think back on the day, it's always kind of hard, to be, I don't want to say put on the spot at this point, but to think back and what we did. I mean, it was only an hour, but I kind of don't want to miss anything important, but it also feels like I'm, more or less being put on the spot here. Like, okay, what did you do today? Almost like somebody's waiting there to grade my performance. It's like, oh, sure, I did this, I did this, I did that. It's like, I know that's not the purpose of this. We're just, talking it out, talking about what we did today. I just hope I covered all our bases. That's also kind of why I like to start each episode with another refresher, so I can kind of fill in any holes I might have missed at the ending here. But I suppose with that, for the Persona A Day series of Persona 3 Reload, that was Friday the 24th. I hope all of you continue to have a good Friday the April 24th wherever you are. But I have been Tom Shima. I plan to keep streaming at the same time I have been. The same upload schedule to YouTube is going to stay in place, so you can see past episodes, current episodes as they happen on that same channel. And we'll just keep taking Persona 3 Reload one day at a time. Thank you all so much again for being here. It means so much to me. I hope to keep seeing you. And have a great rest of your day. Take care. With that, we've reached the end of the day. Please look forward to next time to see where the game goes from here. This journey is being streamed live on my Twitch channel if you'd like to be there in person for the experience. Links and schedule details can be found in the description. I'll keep uploading each day's session to this channel so you can keep watching here. Once again, I'm Tom Shima. Thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you again as I continue the series, Persona A Day. What will tomorrow bring?